Liberty Nation TV for LibertyNation.com. This is Scott Cosenza, and I'm here with Dan Ingram, and he's going to tell us about a new company called GAB on the social media front. Please give us the 411.
All right, thanks, Scott. Yep, GAB is a brand new entrant as of last year into the increasingly crowded social market space. After several years of consolidation down to just a couple, like the big ones, Facebook, YouTube, there's a couple new people on the scene. Instagram, a small following. There's Reddit. But GAB is the newest and the smallest in that space. So they're differentiating themselves by trying to be the social network where you're freest to express any opinions, any ideas, disseminate whatever information you want. The way that they're trying to build their identity is through being that free marketplace.
For people who don't know, Facebook and Twitter are vigorous and active in censoring, especially conservative and libertarian voices. Is that a fair statement, Dan?
Absolutely. Over the years, they've become increasingly more preemptive about taking things down. They've become more reactive to people complaining about things that may not be breaking any laws at all, maybe in a gray area when it comes to breaking the terms of service on those platforms. That's their kind of excuse for it. But I think that there are certain people, especially in the libertarian, the conservative, the populist, the nationalist arenas, that are feeling increasingly persecuted on these mainstream social media sites. And so GAB has been somewhat criticized, made fun of for the alt-right having taken over GAB from the get-go. But they were never expressly designed to be a social network for the alt-right, for anybody on the fringe. They were designed to be a social network where you were free to express whatever you want and never had to worry about the network itself taking it down unless it was flagrantly illegal. I think that according to the terms of service, the only things that are not permitted on the site are things which are already prohibited by federal law, such as certain types of pornography, other things like that. And the only thing that I think that they don't allow that is permitted by law technically is the whole doxing practice, where you post the personal details of somebody. That is against GAB's terms of service. Okay. So really, anything short of that is allowed on GAB. And I think that attracts a certain type of mentality. It attracts freedom-loving people, and it kind of repels people who need a little bit of thought policing.
A good bit of your article focused not on just the free expression nature of the platform, but how it's sort of come to be in its financing and crowdfunding financing. How does that work?
Sure. So GAB just started last year, and in its first year, it was funded exclusively through donations and a small loan from one of the founders. At any point in a business's life, they need capital to expand. They have marketing costs, they have server costs, they have all the costs that any other business would have. So in the tech sphere, it's been kind of popular to seek out some sort of angel investment, to have one person come in and write you a $100,000 check. The problem with this approach is you turn over a lot of control over your company when you do something like that. That investor now has a large say in what you do and don't do. And as most of those large investors are coming out of Silicon Valley and on the left, you don't really want somebody like that positioned in control of your product that you're billing as a free marketplace for ideas. So what they've decided to turn to is something that's fairly new. It's crowdfunding, which at its core has been around for decades. An example of crowdfunding, when your niece or nephew wants to take a trip overseas and they ask a bunch of people in the family for $100 each so they can go do that. Crowdfunding.
Sure.
Businesses can do this too. There have been several. Kickstarter is a great site where it's crowdfunding, but you don't get anything in return. They just say, please give us your money. We might send you a T-shirt. We might send you a magnet. We might put your name on the box, but you're not going to get anything for your money besides just our thanks.
Well, let me stop you there, because I know that you did in your article you wrote, think of the money as a donation that comes with a raffle ticket, which I thought was a nice turn of phrase. Can you tell us exactly what you meant by that, please?
Sure. So taking a step farther beyond, we'll give you a T-shirt, we'll give you a coffee mug. GAB has said, we will give you a piece of the company if you invest with us. So it's a new thing that wasn't always available. And when it was available, it was very exclusive. You had to be a high net worth individual. These companies who wanted to do this, sell stock before they went public, had to file all sorts of things with the SEC. The Jobs Act of 2012 has provided a path for these smaller companies to sell stock before they go public to a very small number of unaccredited investors like me or you. So what you're doing is you're buying a piece of their company in the hopes that one day the company does make it big and they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And now the stock that you've bought in their very first infant stages, you're going to have those same returns that a Mark Zuckerberg would have.
Sure, we all want to be that guy who expatriates himself to Singapore after he makes $1 billion on Facebook. Count me in. Well, let me ask you this. Finally, is this something that you would invest in? Would you feel comfortable doing so?
You know, from a legal point of view, absolutely. From, you know, any sort of investment point of view, do I feel like this is a scam? No, it's not a scam. Just in terms of an investment, though, the track record for hedge funds is not very good. When a hedge fund invests, they're expecting, if they invest in 10 companies, they're expecting 8 of them to fail, 1 of them to return 10 times on their investment, and the other to return 100 times and pay for all the failures. So putting all your eggs in one basket by investing in GAB, it's kind of risky. That's why I say it's a raffle ticket. You do have a small chance that you could be very wealthy. You know, buy them for $1,000. A couple years from now, it's worth $100,000. That possibility exists, but I think it's a small possibility, and I think I'm just going to leave my money in an index fund.
Okay, well, we'll just keep stuffing it under the mattress then until we're otherwise advised. For Dan Ingram, this is Scott Cosenza for Liberty Nation TV. Thank you. Bye.